2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Shalom Yasharala, which means peace, Israel. I'd like to start off by giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Kodash. Yahweh, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls God. Jehovah, Yahweh, our higher. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yeshua, or Yeshaya, and the Ruach HaKodesh is the Holy Spirit according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who I've learned the truth of the Bible from, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than never. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. The brother Yawam coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing and edifying to the Lord's elect. Amen. And all roads are lead to the MOTB, man. Latest MOTB installment. Slovakia. Illinois becomes latest state to implement digital ID program through Apple products. Okay, and if you're not up to date, Apple just added a digital ID package to, their iPhones and other devices. Okay. And hey, this is just another step closer to the chip. Okay. They're tearing down this old system, this old world, and they're trying to build up their new world system. Okay. Where everything is going to be digital. And they're going to build it up, and they're only going to be able to get so far, man. According to the book of Job, let's get it. Enterprise. I don't like how this shit. Okay, here's one. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Right. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Okay, there was another one. Phil Bailey. Job 20:23. No, I'm gonna start at 22. Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So when he, start to bring this thing to a head, he gonna, start coming, to, difficulties, straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he is about to fill his belly. So when he's about, about to reach the pinnacle or the peak of this new system that he's trying to bring in, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Let's get this. No, I just came from out of there. Job 20:23. Okay, I'm the 1 Kings 5. Okay, I'm trying to remember where I left off at. Okay, Job 20:22. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. May Yahweh give them a belly full of trouble. May Yahweh rain down his anger upon him. Yeah. Okay. In the midst of plenty, in the fullness of his sufficiency, when they think, they got it off the ground and things is running smoothly, Yahweh Shai gonna come pull that tablecloth. Okay, so let's read a little bit in this article. Illinois Secretary of State Alexei Guinea Alois, I know I butchered his name, but oh well, announced that starting Wednesday, and this was posted 2 days ago, so Illinois residents can add their driver's license or ID card to their digital wallet on Apple devices. The Illinois mobile ID program was officially announced by Alexei on Tuesday. And the main thing they're gonna push in this is convenience. And convenience is gonna be the death and downfall of many. And thy security thou shall be destroyed. He calls the program a game changer. And you're gonna be hearing that a lot too. Game changer. Saying the process to add an ID to an Apple Wallet is simple and secure. Sure, and that's what they tell you. He also emphasized that this program will not replace physical driver's license or ID cards, for now, which residents are still asked to carry on their person. Apple users can add their ID cards to their wallet by scanning the ID card or license and following the prompts on the screen. Once completed, the ID card or license will be available on the user's Apple phone, iPhone, and Apple Watch in their wallet app. Alexi says the program will expand to include Google and Samsung wallets at a later date with the launch of this program. Illinois becomes the 12th state and Puerto Rico to offer digital ID access to residents. Okay, so far, 12 out of the 50 states of America are on board. And all of them going to be on board with this too, man. Okay, that was the end of the article. Yeah, they all going to be, because it's a worldwide thing. Let me see. How many countries are pushing for a digital ID? Okay, as of late 2025, there are at least 64 countries that offer special visas or permits for digital nomads, though the exact number can vary slightly depending on the source and criteria used. These countries are actively promoting digital nomadism to boost their economies by attracting remote workers and tourists with specific visa programs that allow remote work for extended periods. So the number of countries, at least 64 countries, have introduced digital nomad visas. That's not what I said. I want digital ID. Slocky for that. Okay, while a specific total is not available, dozens of countries are actively developing or have already implemented digital ID systems, with the European Union requiring all member states to have a digital identity wallet by 2026. Key examples include Estonia, India, Singapore, and China, which have established national systems, while others like Australia, Denmark, Canada, and the United States at the state level are rolling out digital versions of existing documents such as driver's license. Okay, examples of countries with digital ID system. Estonia has had a mandatory digital ID since 2002, used for government and banking services. Damn. India uses a unique 12-digit number to access servers with the goal of reducing fraud. Singapore has a national digital identity called SingPass. China has a system for online identity verification for users of websites and apps. Countries in the process of implementing or expanding: European Union, all 27 member states will be required to provide a digital identity wallet by 2026. Pilot projects are already underway in many countries, including Norway, Iceland, and Ukraine. United States. Several states have implemented digital driver's license, and more states are in the process of doing so. United Kingdom has announced plans to implement a mandatory digital ID scheme for proving the right to live and work in the country. Hey, and that's what's gonna be everywhere. Okay, proving the right to live and work in the country. Australia offers a digital ID app for accessing. Damn, bro. Australia offers a digital ID app for accessing government and private services. Canada and Japan both have systems that allow citizens to verify their identity online to access some services. Switzerland is developing a national ID system. South Korea offers a mobile identification app, and Spain has an existing digital ID system called MIDNI. So how they differ, mandatory versus voluntary. Some countries like Estonia and the UK with its proposed scheme are making digital ID mandatory, while other countries like Australia and Denmark offer it as a voluntary option. And it's going to be they're going to make it all mandatory, especially when they implement the chip, the actual mark. Okay, some systems like India's Ahar in the planned EU wallet are comprehensive, while others are more limited to specific documents like driver's license. Implementation methods vary, including systems on national databases, apps that store digital credentials, and mobile driver's license. And the actual digital ID isn't the actual mark of the beast, but it is a step before it. Okay, because they gotta gradually set the stage and get things in order before they go full blown with this thing. Revelation chapter 13:16. Okay, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay, so like I said, it's gonna be mandatory worldwide. This is gonna be a worldwide thing. Okay, like right now, all they doing is they pilot runs and they testing it out to see the people's reaction. But it's gonna come a point in time where it's gonna be mandatory, or you get sentenced to jail or worse, and that no man might buy or sell. Oh, Salakia. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which would be a chip. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the name of the mark, so like it that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 636, or Shasta stigma in the Greek. Okay, but yeah, why you think they have companies like Neuralink and Synchron? Okay, yeah, they say they're doing it to develop BCIs to quote unquote help out humans with disabilities and all that. But that's just the surface level, okay? It's really to, to get have this prophecy here come to pass, okay? To chip everybody up and, to keep tabs on everybody because this man wants to be the most high. Matter of fact, what is that? Sitting in the temple as God. I know I got that wrong. Yep. Yep, I knew it was Second Thessalonians. I should just went with my gut. Second Thessalonians chapter 2. Okay. All right. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against the Most High, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction, which is Esau Edom. Okay, and we did have a great rebellion. against Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. But shit, on the cool is one brewing up right now. I mean, look at how many people that don't believe in the Most High. Okay, starting with 2/3 of our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and then the rest of the world. Continuing on, and it's not just talking about one man; it's talking about many. Okay, these elites. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of God claiming that he himself is God. And that's why they want this technology out, okay, so that they can, completely feel like this. Okay. Let's get one more. Revelation 14. All right, Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his image, or who accepts his mark on the forehead or in the hand, must drink the wine of Yahweh's wrath. It has been poured full strength into Yahweh's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb, Yahweh Shai and the angels, okay, in them chariots, okay. So then that's the judgment if you take this thing, man. But signing up for the digital ID is not taking the mark, okay. It's for people that try to be over righteous or anything like that. All right, you comply until they start pushing the chip and trying to make it mandatory. Okay, so I pray and hope that the edification was made, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace, blessing, safety, and salutation until the hopeful elect and T believers and listeners out there. Shalom.